Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm Celie Colley. I'm a certified professional organizer, and I am also an organizing expert and educator. And I'm so thrilled to have you here for Hanger Edition. Now, if you've been following along, that you know that my ebook has recently been released. That's the Closet Clarity Compendium, and it comes with two bonuses: the strategies for storage and extras, and the supplies for success. And today we're going to talk about some of the tips that I have in the bonus supplies for success so that you can also master your closet and have clarity and peace of mind every time you walk in your closet. Now, one of the things that I always recommend is consistent hangers. I can't tell you what a small investment it is to have a world of joy every time you look in your closet. So, if you haven't done this yet, I'm going to really encourage you to get all consistent hangers. Now, I did an informal poll in my Facebook group here, and I was so thrilled because nobody chose wire hangers. Thank goodness, because as Joan Crawford once said, no wire hangers. Wire hangers are really only appropriate when things come back from the dry cleaner. I don't mind um, if you do dress shirts and you keep them on the wire hanger. Generally they have a lot of structure, so that's not going to be a problem. It's crazy for men who have their shirts washed to switch shirts over from the dry cleaners or the cleaning service. But I really feel that for women's clothing, it really helps because our shoulders are more narrow to switch over to consistent hangers. So no wire hangers. Somebody mentioned that they did use the store hanger, but I have a feeling that this might have been somebody who purchases designer clothing. And by all means, if Chanel or Givenchy or Yves Saint Laurent give you a hanger to put your jacket on, keep that hanger. You have all of my respect for doing that. The next most popular hanger was a wood hanger. Okay, so I have very particular feelings about all hangers, and I'm going to show you. I have these two wooden hangers, right? They seem very similar, but when you look at them from the side, this one is curved. I don't know if you can tell. This one is curved. So it has more dimension and it's meant to kind of shape the garment. I love a wood hanger in a coat closet. Absolutely. It looks elegant. It's fantastic to hand your guests a nice sturdy wooden hanger. But I really prefer a flat one that's entirely flat all the way around with a swivel hook and a base. So if you're going to invest in wooden hangers for your home, for your coat closet, or even for your actual closet, if that's what your preference is, just always get a wood hanger. Now, the second most popular hanger was plastic, and I love a plastic hanger too. I think for ease of use, if you're the type of person that just pulls on your garments to get them off, a plastic hanger works. Plastic hangers are especially good for kids because the velvet or flocked hangers are much more grippy. In our household, I do the velvet hanger and my husband uses plastic hangers, and I think that works great. Or if you're somebody who does a lot of drip drying, then go ahead and hang it up on a plastic hanger to drip dry it and take it right to your closet. I'm okay with that. But there's a lot of different plastic hangers out there, right? So if you just go to Target and you pick up a plastic hanger, you might end up with a simple one like this that has no embellishments. You might end up with one like this that has these kind of little clips, I guess for hanging camisoles perhaps. Or you might end up with one like this that has a real kind of notch that often creates a little bump sometimes. I think these might be for tank tops. So the problem with kind of buying them catch as catch can is that you're never quite sure what you're going to get. However, these are all perfectly acceptable plastic hangers. When the garments are on them, they all look identical from the hook, and they are all the exact same size. So if that's your preference, I am perfectly fine with that. Go for it. What I'm going to say is choose a color that you can find again. So generally it's either going to be white or it's going to be black. Now, I like the look of all black hangers in a closet. I think it looks very elegant. This is the Container Store hanger, and I'm a big fan of it. It's very smooth, and it's also only 16 and 3/8 inches from side to side. Sorry, I'm going to do that so that you can see that. That's a little bit better for, again, a woman's garment, not to be gender specific, but for people with more narrow shoulders, let's say that. So this is the Container Store. Now they come in a variety of colors. As I said, I prefer either black or white. You want to be able to always match your hangers, and even sometimes the white plastic hangers can yellow after a decade or two. So if you're going to purchase new, I'm going to say in plastic, go with black. Now, the Container Store hangers come in a case of 72 hangers, so you're only paying 48 cents a hanger. That's a small investment to make for beautiful, beautiful matching hangers. Now, I always say get more than you think you're going to need. I did have a client, however, who was a bit of a minimalist, and she purchased a case of 72 hangers, and she vowed to only have as many garments as would fit on her 72 hangers. So I loved that. I thought that was a great idea, but they do sell them individually as well, so you can always purchase more if for some reason you've lost some or if they've broken. So that is my advice for plastic hangers. Now I have to tell you, more than any other hanger, twice as many people in my Facebook group preferred a velvet or flocked hanger than over the plastic hangers or wooden hangers. So there's a lot of different velvet hangers out there. Now, my first thing is I don't want you to get them with this thing. The idea is that you can hang another garment on there, but if you do that, this garment is just going to disappear in your closet. You need, I mean, to justify this, you have to have a very, very small closet. And even then, it never seems to work. I really find that these little extra hooks, I'm trying to make that so you can see it, little extra hooks, there you go, are more annoying than useful. And so I'm going to suggest that you don't purchase a hanger with an extra hook. I'm also going to suggest that you don't purchase a hanger in a fashion color. This color was popular, the kind of millennial blush, but it's impossible to find this exact shade of pink ever again. And when you end up with a closet full of a variety of pink colors, it kind of dismisses what you were actually trying to achieve in the first place, which is the continuity and consistency. So I'm not a fan of the hooks with the hooks on the hangers or the fashion colors. What I am a fan of is the classic black chrome top swivel hanger. Chrome is the standard, so you can find brass and gold, but again, it's going to be really hard to find more when you eventually need to purchase more hangers. So go with a classic flocked hanger. Now, Costco does them. They're very inexpensive, but they never seem to have them in stock. I'll have a link to a hanger I really like, high quality, low price, that you can purchase on Amazon. And of course, all of this will be in my Tip Tuesday that comes out on Tuesday as well. If you don't get that, go to www.simplifyu.com and sign up for my Tip Tuesday. Now, this classic velvet hanger is a little bit wider than the plastic hanger. So the plastic hanger is 16 and 3/8 inches. Can you see that? Let's see. There you go. And the velvet hanger is 17 and 1/3. So it's a little bit wider. That's more of a standard size, 17 inches. So that's kind of why. Now, the reason why I prefer the flocked hanger over the plastic hanger is that you can swivel the hanger. And that's super useful because at the end of the season, you're always going to want to, when you're switching your clothes over, put them on the rail backward. I'll do it with the plastic hanger, backward. And then as you wear and wash them, put them on the hanger correctly. Okay, so those were some hanger tips for you. I think the one thing you'll find that all of these hangers had in common is that they all had the bar at the bottom. I'm not a big fan of, they call it the shirt hanger, that doesn't have the kind of stability bar at the bottom. I think that makes a big difference. It gives it a lot more structure and strength. So there is your 10-minute hanger tutorial. You're going to find all of these tips in my Supplies for Success, which is the bonus with my Closet Clarity Compendium. And if you're a member of the Facebook group, there is a discount code. If not, go to cleecawley.com/CCC to get your copy of the Closet Compendium. It's going to really help you get the closet clarity that you crave. Okay, that's all for me for now. Bye-bye.